If instead of rebooting movies, retelling them from a different point of view became popular, which movie would you like retold? Air Bud, but told from the POV of the kid who was pulled out of a basketball game to be replaced by a dog. It only caused him to train harder and harder. Bury himself into sports to prove others wrong. He ended up finding football and the rest is history. Until the ghosts of his past came back to haunt him. The true Michael Vick story. An alien invasion movie told strictly from the aliens' perspective, complete with their confusion about why the humans are responding the way they are. It would make sense to us but would take the narrative form of a mystery for them. It could be a clever way to illustrate cultural misunderstanding. An example could be, let's show them we are friendly by revealing all our weapons, to demonstrate we aren't hiding anything, which the humans would take as a threat. I always liked that about the Borg on Star Trek. They genuinely thought they were helping the people they were conquering. A villain is scarier when it thinks it's doing the right thing. Nice try, Disney. Aladdin, from Jafar's perspective. A college theater group did a very R-rated version that is absolutely hilarious, which can be found on YouTube under Twisted, the story of a Grand Vizier. What I would really enjoy is a late 80s, early 90s hand-animated Aladdin where Jafar is the defender of the Sultan's realm against some nefarious interloper who is bent on stealing the princess's heart and worming his way into the royal family. And he has a genie. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory from Willy Wonka's point of view. I want to hear his wicked thoughts. E.T. from his point of view. The fuck this kid poking me for? Robin Hood from the Sheriff of Nottingham's perspective. It'd be great to watch a movie about a medieval cop trying to catch a highwayman. I want a movie and a book called Neville Longbottom and the Sword of Gryffindor about life in the school while the Big Three were wandering around the woods. 500 Days of Summer would be really interesting to see Summer's perspective on everything. I once spoiled the movie for a friend. She said she was going to watch it and I, having already seen it, asked, "Is that the one where they all die in the end?" She got a little upset because I spoiled it. A couple weeks later I saw her again and she told me she was waiting the whole time for them to die but no one did. We had a good laugh. Avatar: The Last Airbender from the point of view of anyone but M. Night Shyamalan. Forrest Gump from Jenny's perspective. That would be a dark and fucked up movie. Who would play her father? Kevin Spacey? I would think Aliens from Newt's perspective would be pretty substantial. How a girl survived all that and the loss of her family alone on a foreign planet. Edit. And to clarify, as I wasn't expecting this to blow up lol. Thank you all. It would be essentially the story of Newt living on Hadley's Hope. Some background with her and her family, to the point her parents get face-hugged. How the aliens slaughtered the colony. How Newt survived in the air ducts, and what she lived through while ending with Ripley finding her and bringing her back to the Marine Operations Base. It would be set as a claustrophobic horror movie. With a good script this movie could easily do $300 mil emo. How about Cloverfield from the view of a professional camera crew? Star Wars as a goofy stormtrooper buddy cop comedy. Not a movie, but I would definitely watch Breaking Bad, but from the perspective of Gus Fring. That dude has a crazy story to tell. I want to see a superhero movie from the perspective of an insurance adjuster. It could be a comedy, but just like every day he wakes up and he's enjoying his morning coffee and a bowl of oatmeal. Then he flips open the morning paper and sees Iron Man went full Michael Bay again, or the Avengers were back in town. Long sigh, stands up. Chair squeaks on floor, clicks pen, straps iPad to hip, tightens camera strap. He's the real superhero. Mean Girls told by the girl who doesn't even go there. A Lion King prequel from Scar's perspective. Show what really happened before the Mufasa era and see how Mufasa cheated Scar out of the throne. Scar's real name is Taka, which literally means garbage. Fucked up childhood. Just explaining why the villain did what the villain did without the vague bullshit of to get power or to become all-powerful. Like Black Panther gave a legit motivation to Killmonger. That this resource-rich secret African nation exists even back in the day of the Atlantic slave trade and they never lifted a finger to defend their fellow Africans. Wakanda is pretty messed up. No one is a villain from their own perspective. Why does the villain think they are the good guys? Everyone thinks they're the hero of their own story, some dude who carved another dude's eye out with a spoon. This is what makes Cobra Kai so damn good. Princess. And the Frog. We got Maleficent out of Sleeping Beauty. So where the fuck is Dr. Facilier's backstory? He had a debt with literal demons and nobody seems to give a shit. Groundhog Day. A Day in the Life of Ned Ryerson. The game starring Michael Douglas. I want to see it from Consumer Recreation Services' point of view. I want to see how they manage all the actors and situations to make sure everything goes the way they want it. Edit. I want to thank everyone for agreeing this movie is great, underrated, and the upvotes. Thank you to you, Blogzilly, for the silver. People brought up Cabin in the Woods. My issue with Cabin in the Woods is those people didn't know beforehand what might or was going to happen. Michael Douglas's character knew about the organization and how Sean Penn's character talked about the experience. Also, it's in the woods. The game was done in San Francisco, so if this movie was done, you can show different POVs of San Francisco like the Golden Gate Bridge and different areas of San Fran these actors live in. The Truman Show. Truman grew up in front of the cameras in a fictional town. Michael Douglas's character does neither.